What? He's there. He's just simulating. Damn.
Did you write anything?
I'm sorry, by the time I answer you already know. No, I didn't. I just saw you were out of way again. And no, I don't care that it's automated. Let's make it quieter. Did Elon send something on Telegram?
Wow, welcome back home, people awesome.
Thank you. I will not be showing any pictures or going over details. I will leave that for maybe Tuesday. I don't know when.
VMware installation.
Okay. You know, just... He sent me a message that he's posted new version. And I'm like... thinking, alright. I didn't get it, but I'm not gonna tell him. You're out on Tuesday?
Sad that I'm out on Tuesday, see?
Well, I mean, I can tell you a few things, but I would like to skip the pictures because I also want to go over money with the person that I was traveling with. Just so, you know, we can conclude the entire trip on all the layers, besides getting back. And then there will be also pictures thingy to sort out. I didn't go over any yet. I mean, frankly, I just got to the flat like 4 hours ago. I unpacked, I ate something. I want to take a shower, eat dinner. I don't know if that will happen during the stream or after. Oh yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, understandable. Coming back on Wednesday from bussiness trip.
So you're going on Tuesday and back on Wednesday just for one day? Lovely.
Sue, I just finished diner and had my shower. Also washed my hair. Sue, at least once in head. No, I'm going tomorrow.
Okay. Well, if you will be away on Tuesday, that means that you will not be streaming, or will you? What's your plan? I also have some stuff to fix work-wise.
We had laser tag, so won't be able.
I see. Well, you could watch the VOD as an option. Anyway, this is updated. I don't know, maybe I will send the pictures over. I just need to sort them on the other screen. Maybe I should also cross-check the other phone for pictures before I go with this one. Oh, that's my ugly
Glad to
face.
hear you. Normally. Really, Mrs. XDX.
Well, you can come over, I mean.
Low Radkovica.
I don't know, I don't exactly like those two emotes, to be frank. Let's see, where will I start writing those things? Can I get a new file?
Oh yeah, it came over. Maybe. I have some marks on next week hand events.
You know you can talk to me on TS, right? Well, the moon is out, apparently. Is it detecting me or is it not detecting? This is gonna be hilarious. Yeah, now it's not seeing me because the white went away. Let's see. Okay. You're gonna be having a hard time seeing me, right? Anyway, Jesus fucking Christ, why did I take those pictures? You know, it's kind of weird looking at your own face and thinking like, why did I do that? Then, what is this? This is already picked. I need these, thank you. Now lock yourself and unlock this one. What can I remove it now? Shut the fuck up. I meant stuff like Sophie or whatever. Let's see, what's this? Oh yeah, I probably didn't have the other phone in my pocket at the time. Why was this picture taken again? Anyway, the country I went to is a place of, how would you put this? In English. Quite few references next to each other, you could say, like, you know, house that doesn't have windows and then the other house that has windows, or just a flat like that. The level of safety when it comes to power installations, just looking at the wires everywhere and shit, is like, yeah, that also hits different, but I guess, you know, no problem. Yeah, no kidding. And when it comes to water, it's also a little bit different, because at least the place I was in, because it was near sea, they have a water, but they also don't have pressure in the water line. So every now and then you would see these like pipe going out of ground, then some engine connected to it, and pipe going into the ground. And that's just a pump. But sometimes it's spinning and sometimes it's winding down. There's no tank next to it. It's not like the regular pump that we know. But instead they have, like, you know, water tank on the rooftops usually. So that acts as a buffer. So there's some pictures here. I would need Wi-Fi for this. I know what this SMS was about. Hmm. Right. Please enable the Wi-Fi, thank you. And what was it? Was it Panda? Yeah. Yeah. Files. Oh, great. This. That's all I need. Send it. Downloads folder. Okay.
Try hard. Did you try mirror? You were saying same? Hindi vanished. Translated from Italian. Flower lala. Trying to find correct word even in Slovak.
Also, there was this funny part. I was trying to get a SIM card, and you get a SIM card, you get the PIN codes, you get the plug codes on the piece of plastic where the SIM card is, but you don't know the phone number of the stupid thing. And in order to register in the app for the provider of the service, you need to know the phone number, otherwise they cannot send you, like, you know, a code to the number. So that was a fun experience because, you know, I even tried Copilot, right? And I asked Copilot to help me, but that was useless. And even if I was given a number from like a page from the provider, I tried Copilot, I still couldn't get the stupid phone number out. Part of the problem was, you know, if they speak in the language of the country, you know, you kind of cooked. There was no option to switch to English, so yeah, that was great. And the funny part is, when we were leaving, I actually asked the driver that was, you know, doing the transfer for us to the airport, and he told me that, you know, there's these two cheat codes that you can use for this provider and this provider in our country. I was like, okay, good. So I noted them down, but yeah, it would be good to know those ahead. And yeah, Copilot didn't help. I tried like several these what was it, UUSD or something like that. What are the codes? What are they called? Let's see. This phone. Oh yeah, I have the T-Mobile SIMs. The Data Mania thingy. Let's try if it will work today. Obvious desktop? Apparently not. Where are you?
Knock. Translated from Slovenian.
Payload. Huh. It ignored you. That's new. Oh, stupid Chatterino is again. It's probably not the fault of Chatterino, to be fair. Chatterino, hello. Thank you. You finally see that I'm live. Very good. Let's progress. Did I not put you as an acceptable person? That's obvious desktop, yes. So why didn't it work? I mean, try it again for funsies. Moderator broadcast. Yeah, it should be just fine. Now it worked. I mean, I didn't see any reason why it wouldn't work, but yeah.
Lol.
Don't know what to tell you.
From where is that alert sound?
Well, that's I think that is Streamlabs thingy. What was I looking for? Why do I have phone numbers open? Oh yeah, yeah. USSD. Okay, yeah, USSD are those usual codes when you get like your remaining credit is this, and your SIM card might expire if you don't add additional credit at this date. Anyway, the sound is from Streamlabs, very likely, and it is meant to alert when there is silence in the chat for a while, and then suddenly there is an update or message. So it's supposed to do that on purpose. Streamlabs. So it's like, you know, if there is no one in a chat for like an hour, no message, nothing, and then suddenly someone messages and I missed it, I'm like, yeah. So I found this option and I enabled it. That's all there is to it, to be fair. Let's see if I find it. I find it, I will tell you what it's called and where it is. Also, Streamlabs also can merge the chats from multiple platforms, so hey, that's an option. And compared to Restream Chat, which can do the same thing, but it can do also, you know, like Discord and maybe some other stuff, that it can merge all into one. That one had the downside that if someone was banned, the message would still show, and Streamlabs didn't do that. But basically I have it set up in a way that, you know, my OBS has the chat in a window as well, so if there would be something that would be simply stuck in the chat history on the stream, I just disable the chat widget for a short while and that's it. Let's see. Is it something like a chat thingy? You know what? There's an easy way to find out, I guess. I could just look in my notes. That would be an option. Badges, style, show viewer platform, better TV, 7 TV, hide common chatbots, command starting with exclamation mark, chat delay, chat notifications. Is it this one? Can I play it? Yeah, that's it. So it's chat notification in the chat box, basically. Trigger a sound to notify you when there is a new chat activity and there is like threshold. Two today. Okay. What's the other one? Oh, I see. That's the other one. What's so interesting on that URL? By the way, the thing about Ozzy Osbourne, That's an amazing way to go out, to be fair. What is this? Oh, I see. Interesting. Let's put it into scientific experiments. Maybe. So anyway, yeah, that checkbox is actually useful. And as I said, it can also connect Kick and YouTube into one.
BTW. Today I found 2 interesting things. It will bring you back good old memories.
Well,
I was so happy that it's unhosted on GitHub. So I get clone whole page.
obviously, what else would you do? What else would I do? If it is something that I would like want to preserve. Because, you know, shit happens even on YouTube. And it's pissing people off like me.
Yay, DD.
What am I looking for? Oh yeah, files. Or just localsend directly, maybe. It's a big, oh yeah, it is the apple.
And with this, TK business. Just to be sure.
Well, you could also purchase or pay for the domain, right? At the time. But do they automatically renew or extend the existing ones? Because otherwise you have to renew it in some way, shape, or form. And it broke like quite a few months ago, or maybe a year by now. Actually, well, for a stream I don't need all of these, but maybe I could just click all of that. That's a lot of effing pictures, to be fair. There's the radios. There's me complaining on the stupid McDonald's that just tells you like, you cannot order in this restaurant every time. I'm like, bitch, I know they are open. I'm just going there. I just want to order before I get there so I can just pick it up and go. No, you can't order in this restaurant at this time. Like, how? I don't know if it's internet thingy and it just throws you that error. This was not only one time thing, okay? This happened to me like 2-3 times by now. And I'm not talking this Wednesday. I was quite far away from the McDonald's that I'm usually visiting. To me, this happens quite a few times. Those are those pictures. What is this? That. This. Plane tickets. This. What is this? Oh yeah, parking the car. Oh my gosh, please don't. I just need to connect this phone via USB so I can actually make a cleanup in the photos folder while transferring the files over. Maybe that will be better than using consent for this. Don't take me wrong, I will still need to send those pictures away to someone. In some way, shape or form, ideally put it somewhere. But anyways, how was your week?
Definitely this was something global. Because I had same issue on Wednesday. Yeah, but I had this issue first time this week. I don't think so, honestly. MTP is slow AF.
Oh. Hmm. Anyway, what I was planning to do today was probably to go to Satisfactory. Is there a way for Steam to tell me what was the games that I played last time?
Business trip after business trip. Finally a piece from office since September. And it was so freaking creepy to be only one in office and leaving last one. There was some filter for it.
And there's recent games, right? Okay, well, should I run the mod manager?
BTW. Grab things from GOG. Web link.
Okay, I will look into that. Drop that here. Nice. To be fair, GOG is also making some good decisions like Steam did over the years. When it comes to, you know, fighting the vendors of the games, killing the games or killing the servers so that you cannot play on network or cannot play the game at all.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see, 2 new updates. Update all. But anyway, after being in a place where 30 degrees is a regular day temperature and well, around 20 for the night, and going back here where it's a little bit lower, I don't know which one was more pleasant. Why is it stuck on updating modes and it's failing apparently?
Translated from Indonesian.
But yeah, there is actually a few more machines that have uptime probably over 40 days. So that's also gonna be fun. Why are you filming this? Do I cancel you? Can I cancel you? What are you doing? Ah. Let's try to figure out what the hell is going on. Firefox 2. Who? Who the fuck are you? Oh, okay. I betcha it's definitely an edge problem. Why would you voluntarily decide to, like build your product on edge? Like, why would you do that to yourself? Anyway, how do I tell you to check for updates? Check for updates. Oh, it's supposedly updated, it just got laggy. Okay.
Henny Boom. Translated from Dutch.
Yeah, she's definitely Dutch, right? Anyway, where is this theme?
Henny 1, Henny 2. Translated from Indonesian. Henny 3, Henny 4. Translated from Indonesian.
She's fluent in so many languages, it's not even funny. You have updated it, idiot. Check for updates. There is no update. But it was complaining on it. What was it? Fixed networks? Enable.
I just found also in calendar that I should be with mom next weekend. I messaged her that's okay. That should be enough till Christmas, right?
Yeah. That's a great plan. I love it. What's this? This mode is key to be disabled. Oh. What the hell are you doing? Are you just updating? Is that what was happening? Okay.
So I should go home for at least a few minutes. But all of us know that it won't be for a few minutes.
Yeah, it was funny today. There was like a plan. I was saying like, it would be great to go sooner back to the flat, right? And it still ended up like, we went at around 4 or 5 p.m. instead of like, after lunch, which was ideally 2 or 3 hours earlier. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it happened. Error occurred, game already running. Well, sheesh. Is it really? Where are you? Satisfactory Mod Manager. There's VTip Studio. Wallpaper Engine. I don't see it running. Try again, fail again, my friend. But hey, I did manage to install, Home Assistant on work laptop in a VM. So that's good. I still have not installed the same thing for the house. There are ESP32s already waiting. And I wanted to put the Zigbee in there, but because it's not installed nor configured, I did took the stick with me because there are no devices anyway, and even if I would have the devices there and the stick there, because the home assistant is not there, you cannot pair anything, so there's no point in leaving the stuff there, so yay. But anyway, in a week and a couple days I'll be going back so I can fiddle with it then when it comes to finishing touches, but still installing this stuff and configuring something so it's ready, can be done.
Wizibot says, uptime 35 minutes 40 seconds. Hog2 says, noted, noted.
All right, so what to do next? These are making stuff. This is making this stuff. One of you is working, if I remember. Yeah, that's you. All right. Can I get a sample so I can throw that in there? And then there was this thing that I don't need right now. There's those. I'm slowly going there. Yep. Come on. Thank you. Cool. Now you guys are consuming these by a bunch. Water, you need water. And also these that I was hand filing last time. Okay, okay. That water sparkling in the background is so nice, not gonna lie. Okay, we are slowly getting some. Keep working on this. And you are having this. You're getting filled. Coolio. Cool. Okay. What was I doing last time? Oh yeah, it would be nice to get all players in the game at some point so that we can move those bodies around, because I have no good way to actually move players around. Do you know about the updates I did to the map? Or you are out of the loop?
No, don't know.
Of course you don't. Classic. Let's see. You guys are still running and everything else is turned off. There was this theory of doing something here. As an option. There was also something with the copper. I should write this shit down. Do I have notes? What is in my notes for this game? Let's see. Really? Where the hell is it? I'm pretty sure there is one. Oh, it will be probably here. Yep, there it is. And I don't think I have any notes. Notes, common, some points, notes on this. Tiers, collab, part. Plates, rods, screws, reinforced. Screws are missing here. But you can make those from the rods. Do you need a separate belt for that? Reinforced plates. There was one more thing, I believe, besides the screws. Wire, cable, copper sheet, ingot. Yeah, the problem is that the ingot, the main purpose for the ingot is to produce other stuff, right? I mean, this is one of the produce. Copper powder. Copper powder. Copper sheet. So those are the ingots. Was there any other use? There was one more, right? Here. For this recipe. Aluminum sheet. So, in a nutshell, what I'm now trying to brainstorm or figure out is... Okay. So the idea would be to have, let's say, sources of iron, and then have some small sub-factory that is producing something. Now, there's several ways that you can go around to do that. You can have this sub-factory producing only one thing as its output, then you will need lots of them to produce each of the outputs. Or you can have a sub-factory that is just, trying to produce different types of things. And if it's not producing one because there is no need for it, it will produce the other one. So that's another option. The only problem is that if you have consumption for all of the products, then you will not get enough of them, because there is only so much of the source or input into this that there is a limit. So it would have to be some kind of a balance that, you would have a sub-factory that can do that, but it should only produce a finite amount of products. Not like 5 different ones, but just, I don't know, 2 or 3. And then have a different factory for working on the same resource, but producing different outputs. Or of course, you can just have a factory that is built the same way everywhere and produces all the same things. And then you have to merge it in the giant factory that you have later going into. From those small sub-factories. There's also like some things are older built. I didn't really touch them yet. I mean, they are fairly good balance here and everything, but the plan is with this big ass blueprint thingy that I could just make the sub-factory into a blueprint, and in a new map I don't have to play with it or bother with it. We just have like, here is the inputs and here are the outputs. Done. And then there's the power grid thingy that I was doing some changes to. Now I have a similar setup when it comes to the resources, the raw resources, the most common ones. and processing them. I have similar step in Factorio, which I will show you shortly. I'll just show you the power thingy for now. So that was over here. I have these tables that just have like overview of sources of power, and then I have like, these are like work notes, like I'm doing something on this one, it's manually off for whatever reason, and then check mark is that all of them are functioning. Then there is this backup switch that has additional battery storage and some small sources of power, meaning these burners over here are the source. So in case I would run out of energy, I could, you know, flip the switch and get additional juice before I turn on the sources to produce more power. And then there's this circuit break priority thingy in the Satisfactory in the core game. They added, like, there's a regular power switch like this, and then there's this circuit breaker power switch. And what this is supposed to do is, when you are low on power and there's a risk that you will blow a fuse because you don't have enough power, what this should do is it should start shutting down the priority groups from highest to lowest until, you know, you have enough power and it will not blow a fuse. So if I would be running out of run out of battery power storage here, then it would possibly say like priority group 8, priority group 6 turned off because of the power, whatever. So it will not blow a fuse, but it will turn the stuff off. And then of course, in my case, we have the distribution grid, which currently originally I had like only 2 grids over here. One was the basic grid, and the other one was like the power plant, which I had the switch over here on the floor for, and then I had everything connected to this one, for example, the main factory. But now I'm thinking like putting the switches for each of the sub factories, and then of course, if that is the thing that I'm doing, I also have on those poles for delivery of items and what's not, I also have more than just one wire going there. So, you know, the main one is the grid. Then there's also times when I also, you know, want to wire the battery, the backup, in case I want to expand the storage. And for example, if there is a sub-factory floor that is not fully used, I'm thinking like I could just shove the batteries in there, why not? And then either I connect it to the grid itself or I will connect it to the backup. But yeah, originally I was like thinking I will wire over the poles the power to the sub-factory, but then I was like, you know what, it's actually a better solution. Since you can control each of the priority switch from any of the priority switches, you can just place it into the sub-factory directly and you don't have to have additional wire going there. But yeah, the main idea or main problem that I'm trying to solve with this is to label the grid mainly, because if you will turn off almost everything in your Satisfactory, if you want to move with the hover pack, I think, yeah, with the hover pack needs to be near some power connection so that it can take juice from it, right? So if you turn the entire power line to somewhere off, you cannot use hover pack anymore. You can still use zipline for some weird reason. You know, you can just zipline on it. But I think it should not work with the zipline either, if there's no power in the wire. And then I think this is added in some of the recent version, that there is this convert throughput monitor, which is also a nice feature.
Why not?
Well, because the way this zipline is made, I mean this thingy, it looks like it requires power to function, right? It's not just the hook.
I think also in real life you can hook to some random rope and go down. And they vanish. Translated from
Yeah, but I don't think this is about wires that are going down, because these wires are going straight. So I think this is like using the power of the wire and some magnetism to move you forward. I think that's the idea behind why it is looking like this, why there's like something that looks like coils and why there are sparks. And there is some meter as well. So it is a zip line, but you can also go uphill. Show me such a zip line in real life that goes uphill on a wire. So yeah, that's the thinking process for the two small subfactors that I have here, and then when I iron out how I want to do those, I guess I will start throwing them into the blueprint. I also in the recent games was refining some of the blueprints that I made and polishing them and removing some. And I also want to do some shopping mall with stuff. Yeah. Let's see. Do I have enough RAM? I do. Will that work? I didn't even say. Did I do any changes? I didn't do any changes in Satisfactory, right? That's exit anyway. I'll show you the factorials. I think you might be familiar with what is in Factorio right now. There was not that many changes, to be fair. It still needs some stress test for the setup that I have there. Let's see. Okay. I guess I was doing some overview over the thing. So these are the two most common resources that you will need in Factorio. One is copper, obviously, and the other one is iron, obviously. And then, you know, people usually put the after they smelt it, they put it on belt buses and stuff, and just have it shoved around, and then produce sub-factory for making green circuits, for example, or making red circuits. And I'm like, you know what? Those things are actually the biggest consumers, the heaviest consumers of those things. So why not put them, like, you know, as part of this, let's call it small blueprint, okay? Where you simply generate the copper plates and iron plates, and let's just, you know, make the green circuit boards in there right as well. Let's make red ones as well, because red ones needs what is the recipe for a red one? Can you tell me what's the stupid recipe? Oh, thank you. It's not taking as much, but you still need copper, you still need green, and then of course you need also plastic or whatever. And then there's also, you know, what is it called? Can you show me? No. Crafting speed. Yeah, can you tell me what is it? There. Steel plate. What? Okay, well, that's a stupid name for the item, but whatever. And then of course there is like low density structure, which is the thing that is like taking a lot of time to produce. And it also needs a lot of where is it showing? Yeah, a lot of copper plates. So yeah, why not have that all in a blueprint? And the only thing that I'm, you know, thinking about recently when it comes to these blueprints, because they are pretty generic and you can just have like, you know, a station that is called for copper, for iron, and then you can have this one, which is just a replica, just turned in a certain amount of degrees, right? And it's just basically the same thing, identical. And it's just connected to one belt bus, and you don't have to have, I don't know, 4 or 5 iron plates or copper plates on the bus. You just have only one, and you already consume a crap load of it right in the blueprint itself, and anything that is like excess just goes there. Easy peasy. So the thing that I'm thinking about, or that I was wondering about, is whether I should remove one row of the low density and put red circuit boards instead, or the other way around, or just shorten the blueprint in some way, shape, or form, or remove these steel plates. Then there is also like how to tackle the blueprint of processing oil. Then there is this, what is this, stone and coal. Well, that looks pretty fine. Then there is blue circuits, which are consuming a crap load of green circuit boards. So for those you need like at least 2 belts of greens, which we have here to supply all that. Then you also need a lot of red. And yeah, that's the basic concept here. And the overall plan is to have a blueprint that contains... How do you create a blueprint again? Blueprint that contains the entire circle with the belts and with the rails. Let's see, can I create it? No. How do we make it again? Basically, let's see. Basically, the blueprint should be something like this. And then you will have a different one. This got changes. Different one for the processing of iron and copper, and you will just slap that on. And the idea is that I will have different versions of this blueprint depending on which stage of the game you are on, and it will slowly add stuff to it, whether that is belts in the belt bus, or processing of oil will, for example, not be in the first one, it will be in the later one. But definitely you will want, stone and coal. And in the beginning, what you would want is, where is it? There, shopping mall. Shopping mall will be the first item that will be probably populated. And then later on you will also add the roboports and all the fun stuff so that it can actually build itself on its own. And ideally that it is symmetrical if possible. So yeah, these the ones on the right and the one on the top can be also put on the left and on the bottom, but I have water here, so I'm not sure if I will be putting it there. But yeah, you can have, multiple sources that are putting stuff on the belt. And now it's only about how we want to balance this middle part. And configuration wise, they did add something for the train stops, that you can define how many trains should be piled up for the train stop, and I will simply queue here for now. But yeah, they added the function support for that, so this one actually has all the trains already queued. So even though this train stops is called the same way as this one, additional trains will go to this one now, if there is any. And then of course you have sources scattered around the map, and then you have like a bunch of trains going for, let's see, iron. Trains with this stop, 17. 17, but bear in mind that there is some that are manually stopped because I don't need that many, or I don't have that many sources, that many that many miners and the stations on them as well. So let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Nope.
Yeah, 11 in working state and then 6 piped and ready to go. And then there is also in the blueprint we have like these are for one of the rows here is for copper, one of them is for iron. They are already prepared and configured when it comes to train stops. They are just missing the wagons. So that can also be in the blueprint, and also what should be in the cargo wagons storage. The other thing that I like on Factorio compared to Satisfactory is you can pin things to a certain slot in your inventory so that it gets filled by this set item in that specific slot the first. And then we have here some armory stuff. Then there is stuff for the train that takes the bullets and stuff and delivers them to the recipients and everything. So yeah. And the overall plan is that there will be basically this giant train with the artillery shells will be just going regularly around the area, parking there and shooting the nests that are close to the border. But then you have to have border that is reinforced good enough to withstand the group activity of the neighbors. Let's call it that. Oh yeah, that's the idea. Anyway, where's the damn train? Where are you? You are here. Right, makes sense. So yeah. That's a thingy. In terms of power on this one, not much has changed. I mean, this is my testing map where I spent quite a few hours in it. So the power is basically still the same thing. Only 2 power plants that are fully autonomous and redundant to each other. That is my main source of power here. And we have quite a capacity. We have also some accumulators, but they are not even scratching the surface, to be frank. And there was actually something in the plan to make... Where is the crafting thing? To make a bigger nuclear power plant, but I need a bigger land of water for that to work. Maybe here, but then there's a lot of things around that. This is small, I think. And then there was also idea that someone actually made a goal to create a self-driving train that is just, you know, continuing in one direction and building the train tracks, cleaning the monsters out of the way, and, you know, just continuing the build, then clean, and so on and so on. And the goal for that person was to reach the end of the map, which took quite a while. And of course there was some fine-tuning that had to be done because, you know, the further away you are from the base, the longer it takes to get the goods from the base to you when you run out. So yeah, it was interesting kind of idea, and I was like, you know what, that might not be a bad idea to try. just, you know, shoot in one direction and go all the way. But there is still plenty to do before that happens. First, I want to finish the way of this blueprint so that, you know, it is fairly balanced. It can do all the stuff. There's of course also a corner with science stuff. And this is the landing pad for when you launch the satellite. So they changed that in some version of the game. And now the output is actually landing in here. And it can get queued and everything. So that's kind of handy because you don't have to have a belt for that anymore from where you are actually launching the rockets. And what are you waiting for exactly? Oh. And because I enabled the rocket sending feature in my map, there was a switch for that. Because it's sending rocket every so often when it can, and when it sends the rocket, it automatically builds the new one. So that's kind of neat. But because it's doing that, it's consuming a lot of resources overall on the entire map itself. So that's how I can a little bit stress test and fine-tune the balancing of stuff. That's the main idea. And I like how, you know, the rocket just went off and it's already at 5%. And now the only kind of a bottleneck is the blue circuits, sadly. And the reason that is a problem is exactly why.
Uptime 1 hour 6 minutes 26 seconds.
I mean, it has enough greens, reds. There's enough sulfuric acid. So now it's a time issue. And there's one that is not used, yeah, I know. Yeah, so I need one more of this. And then there was the idea of where will I put that? Because right now, this setup says that, you know, this one goes mainly to one belt, and then there is another belt that is mainly being inputted into by the other one, which is, oh, it's not here, okay. So yeah, I could possibly put the blue circuit board generation somewhere after this one. Now the problem is, what else will I want to put inside this box of belts? Because right now I have oil in there, I have some other stuff that are being produced, storage, armory, shop, science. There's still a lot of room, but the idea is I don't want to build the things outside of the base. I just want, you know, the most intensive processing of copper and iron on the sides and everything else inside. But hey, yeah, I mean, I have train tracks for that to go in from all 4 directions. I can use those. We have rubber ports to cover it, so it can build itself. That's the main plan for this thing. And then all you need is just, you know, train tracks and have stations that are called specific way when it comes to copper and iron mainly. Where is one? Yeah, here is copper, here is iron. This is just remainder of copper, I see. Oh yeah. And same goes for oil. Oil is actually supplied by 2 trains and 2 trains only. And that's good enough. There's also some condition because there's no point in... Huh. You should be going here. Trains on the way. Heading to source oil. Oh, Okay, well that will be probably a problem soon. Because it shouldn't be that low. We have heavy, we have not a lot of light oil. And we have some petroleum. Petroleum is the most troublesome part, to be frank. And then also what's happening with this? What is the switch configuration? I should probably change the value. Now the question is on the upper one or lower one. I see. Why are you doing that? Is that a bug? There's no way it's going there. Oh, you found something. That's interesting that it's showing that something is here. Well, it's not.
Hawk 2 says, voice mod isn't working, Sag.
Yeah, I didn't start that one. But I don't have the thingy to go back to me. What the hell happened here? Why? I'm pretty sure I was logged in. I don't have the details now. Was that Google? I think it was Google. Let me see. Did you log me off? Apparently not. This also works. So let's try with Google. What? Okay. Exactly know what's the logic behind the fact that blah blah blah. But will you hear me twice? I wonder.
Really? Oh. Please tell me that you're handle it. Yeah. Yeah, my soul has not exactly working for me. Again. I should figure out a better way. Unless I will look at it, and then it will tell me. Hey, that's empty. Question. Enough with sounds? Yeah.
Yameito. Translated from Spanish.
Oh yeah, it is that. What am I listening to? Is that Megan? Oh. Can you get TCBMC8 around Megan? Well, it should be there though.
Colon D D D D D D D D D D D D D D D D D D.
Okay. I'm not sure for how long did you put it there, but okay, whatever. Hello, my name is Jeff.
Okay, I'm crying. This was worth it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, just wait until you try this thing and then people will do it to you. Maybe me in front of it, but whatever. Let's see, what is the problem with the oil? So, and I did turn off the global. Okay.
BTW. Do you know this? Web link.
What I noticed actually recently, I mean, I knew about Twitch alert system and stuff, but I also noticed that there is a button now for alerts from Twitch itself that you can, get an alert box from Twitch or whatever. Haven't tried yet, but I'm planning to. Let's see. Wait, so the other one is global? No. Okay. Well. For how long did you put it there? Is there a way for me to see what was requested?
105s.
Okay. Settings. Was that there? Yeah. Okay. Alerts queue. Yeah, now I see it. To hear you with cover. When was that? So you did only one. So it by default went back to Jeff, really? Why did it went to Jeff again? This one has Astle background? Some voices come with background effects. Yeah, can I turn it off?
First one stayed bugged, so I needed to refresh page.
Bleep the bleeps out of everyone. Oh, handy. Audio experience, mute yourself, and then there is some controller. An app. Did I try to install the app somewhere? No is the answer. Well, time to try, I guess. Where's the stupid plane? And when it comes to trains, oh, are Oh, that's hilarious. You are waiting for something else, but why are you stuck? You are stuck because there is another train blocking your path. Oh, how lovely. There's no radar at the place that you are standing at. So I send you to other one. And when it comes to your friend over here, hold up, where are you going? So one of the trains for the oil here is picking up remains, if I remember correctly. That's this one. Picking up remains of the oil that is here, because I already pumped a lot out. And the other train is taking the fresh new veins. That's why the M is there, because those are mega big capacity and everything. And you are going where to? There. Well, guess there's no lights in between. So that's something that can be fixed at some point. Yeah, no lights. Yeah. Yeah, this is sucking it up. Anyways, where was the music? I can also just skip the save and get back to testing and performance later. Because I will need to fix that again. Let me see, what is this code complaining? I mean, I can switch the device, why not? Not that it matters much. The app. Let's see. Voice. Mod. It's set controller though. Lovely. So that's the version issue. Got it. It's actually a funny story why I have voice mode installed, and but I can leave that for a later time when there will be some continuation. US controller, what the heck? Your music at your fingertip. Make it your own. Wait, did I just stumble upon some interesting app or software? I mean, to be frank, I did saw a video, or maybe it was from you, that mentioned some platforms similar to like Spotify that you can host on your own, in your own, let's say, lab, home lab. But this might be something similar.
Yay, I was testing Navidrone.
Oh yeah, that's probably what it was, yeah. That rings a bell.
did it recognize?
Listen, I'm just trying to get the voice mod, and this thing, you know, catched my eye, that's all. In the App Store. Where it is. Anyway, I'll note that down and we'll get back to that later. Yep. Cool. Let's see. This close. Now, you should be installed, right? Okay, let's see what this can do. Oh, thus far it's looking very promising. It's just spinning around for no apparent reason. There was an error loading your sounds. Check your internet connection. Mate, I don't think that's the problem. So what is this controller supposed to do? Connect the voice mod controller. Use your mobile phone. Connect, scan the QR code, download the app, and make sure you're connected to the same Wi-Fi network on both your desktop and mobile device. Quick, easy control. Customize your quick actions. Add sounds, voices, photos, and more. This might be very useful. It might be like, what was it called? The thing that Sushi is using? Maybe I have it here somewhere. Let's see if I can find the name. The name is Primogen. I mean, OBS controller is also a useful feature, to be frank. But what we need is something quite custom, to be fair. Possible that I will not find it. Oh yeah, touch portal. But anyway, if you say QR, I guess I will humor you. QR. That's a big ass QR code, not gonna lie. Can you just copy this? Didn't I? Copy. Okay, give me this. Give me that. Paste that in and let's see what happens. Download the new voicemail mobile application. Please transfer it. Yeah, that's what I installed, but it just tells me I have an error. To which I'm like, screw you. There's an error loading your sounds. Check your internet connection. Clearly it's not working. Everything is premium and everything. It's not helping me much. So one of the other problems with voice mod is that in order to use it, you have to have a very specific version, and it's not the latest if you want the integration with Twitch to work. So that's kind of very specific quirk to it. If you download the latest version, it will not work with the extension in Twitch or whatever they call it. But yeah, I was also looking into alerts that are Twitch specific here on some dummy account. What am I looking for? I'm looking for my account. Let me see. No container, thank you. Rat. 5 views. No way, no way. Oh man, that is funny. 9 days ago, 2 days ago. I guess that's the message that I missed. Learn my own strategic channel with the new create account. Yeah, whatever. What I was looking for. The integrations. Connections. I don't think there's voice mode. Great, that's not what I was looking for. Where is it? It's probably on my channel itself, right? Probably on my channel itself. About extension, more info. Yes, that's what I was wanting to see. Official Twitch extension for voice mode. And somewhere it was saying that you need to have a specific version. Interesting. I'm not seeing it now. Was it when you install it? That's when it happened? Configured. Oh yeah, voice mode live works with voice mode. Oh yeah, that's what I was looking for. Let me grab that out for you. Let's not look over here. So yeah, when you try to configure the extension, it will tell you that it's here when the arrow is. Let's see, can I see about? Guide settings. There is a question mark here. Give us feedback. How do I get the version info? There was a way to do that. Settings. Oh, great. General. Yeah, I have version 251. 251. And if you install the latest voice mod, it will install something else. And that doesn't work with the thing. Creators, live, connected info, right, voices, alerts, and queue. I do like sound alerts too, as well. I mean, there are some sound alerts that I played a few times already. There's a thing that I don't like when streamer, for example, has either sound alerts or voice mode and they put it into the player. I hate that. Because then you have no way of controlling the size of the thing, and if you open it as person that is just watching the stream and it's too tiny to click or do stuff in, it's really annoying and you cannot get it popped out of there. Yeah. So there's that.
Agree.
What else can we go over with? I finally opened a window after getting back, so now the temperatures went down. Oh yeah, that's actually worth noting. I don't know if you noticed. I did change my way of working. I had bookmarks and I had tabs for these graphs. And I figured that, you know, I can just put them in the tabs. So yeah, now I have it there. I also did throw out the batteries from here because if it was connected to the battery was not connectable from the phone, and the integration that I had doesn't allow you to control the switch for the BMS. It does read all the values, and because it does that, it basically blocks the option to connect to it from the phone. And because those switches are not there in Home Assistant, if you would want to turn it off, the battery on the BMS itself, you don't have the option because you cannot connect with the phone because there's an ongoing connection already, and you cannot do it in Home Assistant because it's just not there. So I was like, you know what? I already have the BMS. Is it? It's not BMS. I have shunt. Yeah, I have shunt to get the readout of the battery status for both of the batteries. And if I want to see the details of each battery or turn them off, turn them on, I can just do that with the phone. Granted, I have to be present next to the batteries. Oh, it does, huh? Okay. I mean, WaterFox has this feature for some time now, I think. The only problem I'm having with WaterFox for that is because I use 3-star tab, I want to use the 3-star tab because the built-in feature in WaterFox just says it's a vertical tab system. It doesn't provide you the tree option. You can't, you know, nest tab under tab. With the 3-star tab, you can. So I'm assuming that vertical support for vertical tabs in any browser is just, instead of having them on top row, you just have them on the side and you cannot nest them. So, albeit it is useful, I grant you that. And it's definitely better than whatever you could do before.
Firefox officially support virtual tabs. That's only one thing which I'm missing in, but they told that this will be added. Also with grouping.
Oh, nice typo there. But yeah, because you know the 3-star tab also gives you like option. You can close the entire tree tab of trees. Sorry, what tree of tabs. Sorry, yeah. And what's not so.
Yes. Translated from Italian. WYSIWYG says. Uptime 1 hour 38 minutes 49 seconds.
But hey, I did get some shopping done. I mean, I was trying to get it done before I leave, but you know, it got delayed and I was already going out. So that was like, I cannot pick that, man, friend. And the Alza was like, no, you get only this amount of days. And I'm like, so I cannot extend it by like 5 or 7 days anymore. That's not an option. So I was like, yeah, cancel the order. I mean, it would cancel itself anyway. And then it asked me for like a feedback, and I was like, well, I can give you the feedback, sure. I filled it like, you know, like could have extended, and because of the delay I couldn't pick it up. So yeah, I will have to reorder later, which I did before going back to Czech Republic. So that happened, and I also threw one extra item because my mom has Mi Band, right? And the thing that holds it on your hand broke for her on the trip. I was like, yeah, no problem. I can fetch you a new one and just throw it into the shopping cart before sending. So before we left the country there, I was like asking for specific like color, shit like that. And we landed on some, and I was like, okay, I ordered it so that it is waiting for me when I get here. So yeah, when she was dropping me off today, I was like, yeah, we can go pick the package and I will give you the item. Sold. Like on the spot. So yeah, I have the T-Mobile SIM cards now. And I also have one SIM card for the country I was visiting with the data plan on it. And I could possibly prolong the thing if I would travel there again. But anyway, yeah, I have two. So if you want one, I can hand it over. Unless you want to buy your own with Alza. Don't know if that would work. Anyway, I like that the expiration is a year from now for the SIM card before it's activated. So I'm not in a rush, but it is a little bit cheaper when it comes to price per month compared to the O2 one that I have. So I'm looking forward to that. Eventually. It's an important detail. But I need to solve a little bit of few problems, let's say, hardware-wise. Switch, motherboard, CPU, and all the other stuff. I mean, having the money is not the problem. The problem is picking something that will support whatever requirements I have. Or show at it. And when it comes to motherboard, that's pretty much given what I want. There's not too many options. The only question is, do I want like second hand to save some money, or do I just go balls deep? Anyway. So yeah, that's the thing. And then the hard drives will be also fun. And also ideally before my Alza membership ends, which is I think somewhere in the middle of this month, it would be good to have that sorted out, whether I will want it from Alza or somewhere else, whichever part I mean in question. Possibly motherboard will not be from Alza because they don't have that kind of stuff. But the network switch, well, that's a different story. Or whatever other store I will use for that. I did grab some cables, very slim ones network-wise. And some USB hub. Type-C extension cable. Because why not? There was a certain use case that I had in mind, but I'm afraid that the cable still has, around the connector, it has a border, and the reason why I wanted it is if I want to plug the reader of the consumption or charge, that thing is a little bit wide next to the connector. If I want to plug two of them next to each other into ports that are quite disturbingly close to each other, I have a problem. So ideally I was like, you know, extension cable for Type-C might not be a bad idea. I mean, you can always put it on the other side of the cable. The only issue is that it's a little bit questionable if it's going into the device and that device is, for example, the headset you have on your head. It's putting a little bit more stress on the connectors on that end. So why not have it somewhere else where you can ensure that it's not receiving that stress? So yeah, that was the idea. I have so much light in here, I should probably close the window. Before some bullshit decides that it figured out a way how to get inside this flat. And it doesn't know that there is no fly zone in here. Oh yeah, that is a good thing. So there was this notion. I don't know if you experienced it or give it some thoughts yourself. But when you have lights at home, right? They are bright because by default they just, I'm talking dummy lights, just, regular dumb lights. They are not smart. So you turn them on and they're just blasting 100%, right? Or you can turn them off and they are 0 because they are not powered. Now, if it's in the middle of the night and you need to go to the toilet, that amount of light is a little bit unpleasant and it basically wakes you up further. So obviously there was an idea like, can we have some light that, produces less light than the full blast and use that instead? Which obviously you could, but then you need to put it into the power socket and you cannot use the switch for the light anymore. And you have to think about that to have it there, or you will have it powered all the time. But if you have smart home and you have, the smart light bulbs or whatever, maybe there is a notion like, what if you can have Home Assistant configure the intensity of the light depending on what time of day it is. So for the evening or night, it would go to 40, and when it's daytime, it would go for 100. And it would do that. It would basically just change the setting on all the lights, ideally without turning them on or off. Just, depending on time of day. It would just change, what is the intensity of the lights on the light bulbs, or possibly also a desk. And yeah, that's something that I'm playing with here. Potentially future-wise, it could be also put into the house, but the problem is that all the lights there are basically non-smart ones. But the problem I was having was, how do you put it into automation? Obviously, the easiest part is just, go Node-RED and do it in Node-RED, which is something I have to look into anyway. But it would be great if you can have it like as a regular automation that is just a core feature of the Home Assistant and you don't have to have Node-RED for that. But yeah, that was a little bit problematic to get that to work. So I'm thinking for now, if I want to get that to work, I will have to use Node-RED because it's easier to work with. Or I don't know, and just like when it comes to automations, I usually, okay, that's not what I wanted. Wait, did you just click that? Yeah. I was like, I'm usually going with the YAML file, but the problem is that, you have to know what to write there. And if you don't have it right, it just doesn't work. And I don't think I tried the visual editor for that. do light. Well, that doesn't work for me.
Hog 2 says, if light is turned on near sunset, then set 20%, and you can put this statement also before the mode. Do light negate.
The problem is that if I click the light here, device, do I get to decide how much? Okay. Imagine if you have automation that just flashes the light in the middle of someone taking a dump. The problem is I don't want to decrease it by 1, I just want to decrease it to a certain value or by a certain amount, and that's not here as an option. Would that thing that you wrote work also if the light... Actually, yeah, you will control it from Home Assistant, but... Okay. Okay, first... Oh, I don't see. Then there was automation that I was like, turn the light when I get to the flat in the evening, was the idea. But that thing also didn't work, I think, last time I tried. I just need to write it differently, I'm assuming, because the way I write it was a little bit not exactly great. So when door is opened, and if... So it should actually work. What's the time? We can still test it.
XDX. Translated from Italian.
Oops. Oh. Why you cannot find anything? Am I calling it something else? Also, speaking of which, don't save. That's the tab I wanted to use. Autodesk, what are you called? You are right. I see, that's very handy. So I'm looking for Autodesk. Yeah, that's here. Oh, now you throw it away. Interesting. Hilarious. Why is it doing that though? It's already configured. Is that why it doesn't work? Because this action and this target doesn't let's see what traces no, okay. Whatever. up? That is true. Yeah, let's try again. Surprise, surprise. It does work. Why didn't it work before? They just changed it and didn't actually test it. I know it was giving me some grief. Oh. Okay, let's say I want to do right, not tunnel. What device? Sure. Will we figure out some way or no? Maybe. Let's see. So can I add more than one entity? Great, that doesn't help me. I want to see if I can just add. No. Is that valid? That was the thing. I don't think that's valid though. What about this? No. turns a switch on, but it's not a switch, it's a light. So what I'm looking is for a light, choose device. Oh, that's brightness. Okay. But it's only these lights. How about the other ones? No. Is it really? No. What are you called then? What do you belong to? Oh yeah, that's what you cannot do here. You only do that in yellow. You said that there is no description shown next to this. Turn on conditions disabled. Enable 20%. Extra keys are allowed. Yeah, that's not working. Surprisingly. Surprise, surprise, the same. Okay, can you tell me what you call? That's a no. So I need to figure out if I can flash it. I have things for that now, better things, so it might work. We'll see. I have to play with that later. But these light bulbs are easy. Let's see. Yeah, that's the job. But then I will need to turn off. Yeah. Can I just get this one? I did in yellow. this one. Ha 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 ha. What will happen if you do this? Oh, you don't want that. Wait, will that work? It'll be too easy, wouldn't it? Turn off doesn't have brightness. Oh, why? Why you do this to me? Bitch. Ah, that is so sad. It's not even funny. Man, oh man. So I have to turn it on in order to change the percentage? That's not silly and stupid. It's not. Oh. It does the job. For all the lights. Can I have a duplicate? I do. Yeah, automation. Delete, delete. Save. I'm gonna tell everywhere description useless. Okay, so the order is light. Settings. Not helpful. Normal. But why is turned on and there's sunset? Change mode? What is change mode? Interesting. Wait, so you have to have only one of them. Man, register one. Whatever, we'll figure out the rest later.
WizzyBot says. Uptime 2 hours 11 minutes 32 seconds.
Revise this. Of course that doesn't work, but we will figure out the rest later. So all on. Right before sunset. And okay, let's delete that. And the light. Someone should file a bug to Home Assistant that this is useless. Customize table. Can you change order? Yes. It would be nice to have the stupid description shown somewhere. I don't care how, just show it. Or give me a column that can show it. If not column, give me like mouse over, show me the description. Give it under this as like, I don't know, italic, smaller font, whatever, anything. Oh. Like, why do I have the description if it's not visible here? Anyway. I mean, what I'm going to fill there? Like, explain how this automation works. There's like almost what you see is what you get. Editor available. Like, why would you need description there? You need it here. God's sake. Anyway. So this we want to have it enabled and we want to clone this. Duplicate. And we want to change this before sunrise. Thank you. Then we want to do save. Live. useless, of course useless. Okay, cool. Can I add another trigger? Time. Time. Can you tell me what this time actually can do or cannot do? Automation trigger. Automation of time. Is it like time since something happened, or is it time like time of day? It's time of day. Oh, that's a problem. This is overcomplicating things. Will this not cause cycling? I need to define a separate rule for this, I guess. Yeah, I can have this delete on before sunrise. Maybe 20, whatever. So if you have automation that says when the light is turned on, turn it on, will it activate the said automation again? Oh. Well, we're gonna test it tomorrow, I guess. Or maybe a day or two later. That'll be fun. It is 40 though. Did you fire? You never? No, it is never. Oh, that's different lights. Right. It says 40 here. Still 40. Still says never. Is that like... That might be the problem. So one of the switches already on, it has higher. One of the switch in the boot. Mine is working fine. Have a look. Apart from state. From state to motion, from motion to paragraph, from state to paragraph. So this is all by default. Or? Oh, mine didn't fire for sunrise. Nope, it's not doing it. Targets, developers. Oh, it did work in that sense. Doesn't work, those things. Let me try it again. One minute ago is a long time ago. So it doesn't fire at all. Why is it working? The sun before sunrise. Right. Anyway, I think that's good enough for today. I still have the shower, the dinner, and the stuff to sort out. That's the rest later today and tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. Will be fun. Anyhow, let's call it obvious end here for specific reasons. I have lots of stuff to catch on to after a week of being away, and also this small fail that happened. But we'll see, it'll be fun. Alright.
Hawk 2 says, Pebble, translated from Slovenian.
They both know. Anyway, have a good night.